Hello guys, this is Avcoor, and this video is important, I think, for everybody who plays this game and you want to have fun, but you also want to progress in the content. So I'm here to help you with that. I want you to understand something about this game. Some people get it, some people get it, and some people don't get it. A lot of us get it and we complain about it, but some of us don't get it and they're fine with it. And some people just need to know that resources are very limited in this game, and it forces you to make choices that you otherwise wouldn't make in other games. And anybody who plays mobile games knows that this thing is a kind of hit or miss. Like usually you can get a lot of crappy characters and play the game with a lot of resources, but you don't get the great characters. This game is a it's worse, I think, in the fact that you get limited resources and you get limited great characters. So you are forced to pick and choose which characters you want to build, and sometimes you cannot have the characters that you want, so it limits your strategy. But I'm here to help you with all that to make this a little easier. First thing first, there's roughly, I think, in my personal opinion, there's 5 characters you develop, and then there's the 3 main characters that are sitting in this camp that people would like to ignore, but the resources are so limited on this game, their value skyrockets in an otherwise situation where it wouldn't be. I don't think these are the greatest characters, but Ballet, Sanakin, and Avia, it's hard to ignore them. So it's 5, then it's 3 for me. It's the 3 MC characters that I think everyone should build, and then it's 5 characters that you can spend resources on. So what does this look like? Let me start in Promised Land. I think this is where we should start. Why would I start in Promised Land? Because of, of North Wall, Red Mushroom Tree, and Abandoned Land. So you have your 8 characters, including the 3 MCs, but then you have another 3 characters out of the 5 that you pick that you can put shards into them and rank them up in order to level them up so they can become competitively strong. This is important because only 3 characters so far, it seems, that are able to get shards. Sometimes they have events where you can put shards into other units, but I've only seen it twice, and I think, consider how this game functions, it should be 4 at least. If zlonggames wants to be generous, 5, but they never do that. Later on in the game, they will hand out shards as higher level characters are being ranked up and, excuse me, and the devs want people to keep playing. So I think it will happen there. But there are 3 characters you need to consider as your core 3. You're going to have your 3 MC characters. You're going to have your 3 characters that you can shard up. So who should those characters be? I'm going to answer that. I know some of these answers are going to be obvious, but you really need to think about that if you're going to play this game. If you're going to not be
이곳은 영역계
frustrated with it.
적작업 부서다. 무슨 일이지? 먼저 회의 시간을 예약해라.
So let me start with Gabriel. I think that if you put shards into any unit, one of them should be your tank. And not all the time that will be the case, because like I said before, resources will be limited. Excuse me, but over time you will if you roll properly, get access to an SSR tank. For me, that was always Gabriel. The moment I saw her, I decided to spend money and get her. Otherwise, I doubt I would have had her. But she is worth every penny because I really enjoy this game and I don't mind supporting it. But one of those characters should be your tank. Why? Because the tank is going to do the most work on your account. You use this for Mamu's Den. You use this for Magic Swirl. You use this. You use tanks on every bit of content. There's not one piece of content I can find in this game where I would not want to have a tank there. Maybe PvP, when PvP evolves, you'll see tankless teams, and that's fair. It happened in Landgresser, so I understand that. Excuse me, but still, even in Landgresser, tanks are in high demand for PvE content. Not so much for World Boss, but there are times when they're necessary there. But general content, tanks are always needed. So who should your second character be? Obviously, it's got to be your healer.
아비아를 돌봐주셔서
So
감사합니다. 파로스에 있을 때보다
for me, I
훨씬
actually
웃음이
bought
많아졌어요.
Clefairy. I actually bought this character from the Shard Pack because there was just seemingly no way I could get her. And honestly, I do not regret it because Clefairy is so good that I don't feel burdened by the fact that I had to pay to get her because she made my whole gameplay experience easier. And just telling you, just from a person who clears content daily, tank, healer, they're a necessity. I can't even stress this up. I have like
태어날
Lena,
때부터 모든 것을
and I
자랑한
was ranking her
사람으로서
up.
수많은 실패가 지금의 나를 있게 했지.
As you can see, she's 5. But once I got Clefairy, I
아비아를
immediately
돌봐주셔서
stopped
감사합니다.
sharding her.
파로스에 있을 때보다 훨씬 웃음이 많아졌어요.
And that's the right decision because your healer is going to take you through the long haul, especially a light base healer who does not suffer weaknesses and who happens to be Clefairy. I think you would prioritize sharding her up before any of your other characters because you're going to get the most use out of that character. So it'll be your tank, it'll be your healer, and your third spot will be a DPS. For me, that DPS is
아이비스의
Charlotte.
바람, 아이비스의 모든 것. 전부 내가 속할 유일한 곳이야. 아이비스의 기사는 영원히 당신을 위해 싸울 거야.
I think I made some like critical errors because I'm at this point, excuse me, where I need to actually finish off her traits. And if I was like really planning accordingly, I would actually have reserved those in order to do this. So that's a mistake on my part. But looking back on it now, if I would have like rationed out my essence of pure revelation, I would have had her totally maxed out. So that's something to think about, and that's why you should start making these decisions now instead of later, so it doesn't hurt you later on like it did me. Um, I'm okay with it. I'm fine. So because like I'm going to be either I'm just gonna straight up just buy them or whatever to finish it off because I'm hitting the point where I know that the content that I'm trying to clear demands that I have certain units just spec'd higher than other units. There's no way all of my characters can be as strong as each other and I can expect to clear this content. It's just impossible for me. So I had to like limit my choice and selection of heroes I want to build. And because of that, you have to pick your best units. If you have Charlotte in your barracks, you're gonna have to shard her up. Even if you don't like her as a character, she is so powerful. She's just doing so much for your account. She's just doing so much for your account. Much like Gabriel and Clefairy are doing so much for my account. And personally, I actually like Lena. I think
태어날
Lena is like
때부터 모든 것을
so great.
잘하는 사람은 없어. 수많은 실패가 지금의 나를 있게 했지.
In fact, Lena is so great that she is part of the 8 characters that I'm using. There's no reason for me not to use her because she's ranked 5. And ranks matter in this game a lot. Everything matters in this game, and ranks are one of those things that matter because they give you a stat boost that allows you to create characters that can clear higher level content because power means everything. And even now, I actually see like her HP is just not enough. So if I look at runes, I can see where like I need HP, I need HP. This is a good rune, but I need HP. So I actually have to look at her traits because I actually maxed her out, maxed her 2 lines out. I could actually use something there. But yeah, I need to max this out for the sake of stats, not so much for the skills, as stats matter more. So it'll be her, him, her, and her. And out of these 2, I have 2 healers, so I'm not gonna build any healers really. Like I have an SSR healer here, but for right now, there's no point of building her because I already have 2 healers. I'm not going to use any more than 2 healers on a piece of map. And if I really needed a 3rd healer, I have one in the ranks. I can just level him up. And if you look at his trait, I have like endless like SRs, SR things to use. And if I level him up, I'll get extra one because I'll hit 60. So there's really no point of me leveling her up.
나 엘리시아는 케투라의 형제 그리고 미래의 유일한 월관왕이 될 것이다.
Because I have her, and she's at rank 6. She's gonna be rank 5 soon. There's just no point because I don't have enough resources to put into her, so I'm not even gonna bother. And when you look at Lohanes is already at rank 5. So that's less resources I have to put into him. So because of that, I have her,
이곳은 영역개척 작업부서다. 무슨 일이지?
her.
먼저 회의 시간을 예약해라.
So you're looking at 7. So when I look at this, I see that I'm actually missing like a physical red DPS unit. And sadly, I use her in a 9th slot sometimes, not as much, because I already have a strong green unit. The reason I use her right now is because of PvP and to clear assassin content, and to have an extra green unit when I go through like Marmul's Den. But when you look at it, I just don't have enough resources right now, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 4 physical units. 1, 2, 3. And I have 3 magic units, but 2 of them are healers. So they're not really doing magical DPS really. So that's why I'm building a tomb.
모든 과거라 용사들이여 검을 들고 우리의 용기와 결심을 선포하라. 그 누구도 침범할 수 없다.
And I actually have put resources into him, like his equipment. There's potential there. Even his traits. There's potential here as well. So it's not like I've totally abandoned him. But I think for now, I need 2 magical DPSs. So I'm looking at a tomb right now. because I actually need magical DPS. You have to split the DPSs that you use because there's content where you're in the dungeon where 50% his HP stays at until you get it down to magic, and then 50% you hit with physical attack. And you're gonna need two wizards in order to do that because you're gonna need two wizards with AOE, basically. And it fulfills that role. And then I've talked to other people, maybe I can use her, but you do want like elemental advantage. And those are the decisions that you have to make. This is just for my team and my account, but considering your account is different, you have to make choices for you. But if you think I made a mistake somewhere, just let me know because this game suffers from resource deficiency. And unlike Landgressor, for some reason you can't like will your characters unless you spend like massive amounts of money. You can't like in Landgressor, if you spend like $100, you're guaranteed to max star out a unit on a rate up banner. That doesn't happen here. And I don't understand. Maybe they'll change the rates for global, but I'm not seeing it. So it's just a little confusing on how we are as players are supposed to really maximize our resources without spending $200 and $300, which I'm not gonna do, in order to like get a character to like rank 9, and then you don't have to worry about them, and then you can like easily dump resources into them. So I want you guys to consider that, give me some feedback, hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and I'll get back to you. Have a great day, and goodbye.